Hey guys, Andy here. There's a few different things that can put a crimp on an otherwise lovely bike ride. And one of the more common ones, especially for me, is a puncture. For me, I don't know if it's about because I'm a bit of a heavier rider. It happens more to me, I don't know. But it's not an uncommon thing. And now, one of the bits of kit that basically I just wouldn't leave home without at this point is my Cycplus AS2 Pro Max electronic bike pump. So that's what we're going to take a look at today. So there are a few different things that are a bit of a pain when you get flat. First, you probably want to try and find the offending bit of flint or stone or metal or glass in the tyre that caused it, because you don't want to put a new inner tube in and just have it go again. Secondly, not so hard to get the tube out, but sometimes seating the tyre back on afterwards can be a bit of a pain. And then finally, it's just getting that tyre back up to 85 and 90 psi with a tiny little hand pump. Sometimes get my heart rate going as high as if I'm doing some kind of mountain climb, just trying to get it back at pressure. And that obviously is where the electric pump comes into play and makes life so much easier. So we're going to have a look at sort of how quickly it can inflate a tyre. We're going to have a look at how many tyres it can inflate on one charge. But we'll start with kind of the design and what you get in the box and what it's about, I suppose. So this particular one is 205 grams. It is, I think it's basically the biggest one I could find. I wanted the biggest battery. I wasn't overly worried about an extra 60 or 70 grams or whatever. And they claim it can do, I think they claim it can do 3 tyres. So we'll test that obviously. In the box you also get like a silicone case that the pump goes in, because it can get quite hot when it's in action. And you also get like a hose, a sort of about a 3-inch, about a sort of 6 centimetre long hose that you can connect to your valve rather than connecting the unit directly to it. And I would recommend you use that, because I have seen people melt the valve, you know, if it's a plastic valve tube from the inner tube, I've seen it melt and bend them. So do use the extension if you've got it. Other than that, it's got an LCD display where you can set the PSI that you require, and you can also see whatever PSI the tyre is at the time. Once you set the PSI and you pump up, it will stop at your desired pressure, which I think is pretty good as well. So I guess the next thing to do is to try it. Well, I know I've tried it, but show you how it works. So let's start off by letting all the air out of the tyre, as low as it'll go. I set the pump to 85 psi. The documentation says that it is accurate to 1 psi, which I mean that's plenty more accuracy than I need. I'm just happy with it being in the ballpark, really. Yeah, here we go. We get it up to 85, and it will auto shut off. And let's start the whole process up again. And as you can see, I'm on the second run through already. I contemplated just leaving the camera running and then playing it back at high speed, just to prove that the amount of pumps that I do is what I really did. But I did. I mean, hopefully by now you guys trust me. So we're on the third one. I've also brought in my sound meter, just to, I don't know if that's going to help it or not. It is reasonably loud. I wouldn't sit in a cafe somewhere using this electric pump. The one time I did have to do it at a cafe, I kind of went out into the car park area and did it out there. But as you can see, I'm already on the 4th use, and this is from, I mean, basically nothing up to 85 psi each time, and each time it's coming in around about 46 seconds, which I think is really, really quick. I did have a go with my trap pump and did it in 23. To be quite, I should have tried to do it with my little hand pump, because that's really what you're comparing against, isn't it? But I just didn't want to do that, if I'm very honest. It's a pain in the bum. You can see it's slowing down a bit now, 51. So this is the 6th time. The 6th time I've pumped up 5 tyres with this pump. And you can see that I've called it 5.5 because it didn't get all the way. It got to about 50, which, to be fair, that's enough to get you home, I think. Or you finish it off a little bit by yourself, I suppose. So I think that's really quite impressive that it's 5 full inflations. I mean, maybe if you have a slightly higher PSI, obviously, maybe it'll struggle on the 5th, or you have lower, it'll do even more. But yeah, I just figured that was really good performance from the battery. There you go, let's head back outside. So the bottom line, I love this thing. As I say, I don't leave for a ride without it. Is it essential? Of course not. You can just take a regular pump. You know, it is £100 odd that you need to spend, so it's a bit of a luxury item, I suppose, in some ways. But it just removes that one niggle, that one pain in the bum when you have a flat. What I would say, there are lots of cheaper options. You can go on to AliExpress and get one for like 30 or 40 quid. But I have seen comment that some people have taken them out of their backpacks in like a month's time and the battery's flat. That's not happened to me with this Cycplus. You know, I just think get yourself a proper branded one. I just feel a bit safer that it's going to work when you need it. I do still take my pump with me just in case. I mean, why not, almost, in some ways. But yeah, really handy, very quick, big battery life, so you can do multiple inflations. Yeah, top piece of kit. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video or found it informative or maybe even entertaining. In the comments, drop any sort of hints and tips you've got for either preventing flats or for perhaps dealing with them. But otherwise, that's all for now. My name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon.